Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 20th February 2024. In this video, let us generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly income trade and weekly income trade. A small announcement, please. If this is your first visit to our channel, please understand we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. And you can access all the training videos in a playlist supply demand zone price action course. I have also provided the link to this playlist in this YouTube video description. By clicking the link, you will get into this page and then scroll down to the bottom of this page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one and strengthen your skills related to supply demand zone price action. I have also provided the link to our Telegram channel in this YouTube video description. Please join in the Telegram channel. It will be helpful to you because each time when we release a video, we are providing an update in the Telegram channel. Now let's get into report generation. And let us generate bullish and bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. In monthly income trade, LTF time frame is daily. So that's why entry time frame is daily. Because it is bullish trade setup, our trade is on demand zone. So we are selecting entry zone as a demand zone. And in the parameter, bullish or bearish trade setup, in this parameter and daily time frame, I have selected the value bullish. Now click on top down strategy. Now it will filter all the stocks that are supporting bullish trade setup. But here we does not use pierced zones. Look into the column PIE. Some of the stocks are having a pierced count. Look into Nifty Metal. It is having a pierced count 1. So we don't use this. Similarly, look into Nifty Private Bank. It is a pierced zones. We don't want stocks having pierced zone. That's why in the strategy builder, we have a parameter called pierced count. Look into the last parameter in this page, the pierced count. In daily time frame, I am setting the value 0, 0, 0. Now all the demand zones, because we already selected entry zone as a demand zone. So all the demand zones having pierced count 0 only will be displayed in our report. Now let us generate the report. See, now none of the demand zones will be having pierced count more than 0 value. All are having zeros. And in Nifty indices, we have 17 indices. Out of 17, currently 11 indices are supporting a bullish trade setup. Nifty 50, Nifty Bank, Nifty Auto, all these are all currently supporting a bullish trade setup. Few more indices also supporting because their demand zones are pierced, they are filtered from this list. Okay, now let me show you the complete list of the stocks by scrolling down. Because due to what to say, because we have to make this video time limited to short time. So what I will be doing, when I scroll down each page, I will be giving you only few seconds time. But if you want to study any parameters, that's why please pause the video so that you can study all the columns in this report for your favorite stock. Once you complete the study, then you can further proceed with these reports. So that is the reason why I'm giving you only few seconds time each time when I scroll down. Okay, I'm scrolling down. So total 93 stocks are filtered. All these 93 demand zones are currently supporting bullish trade setup. Because the list is very big, we can't study all these zones. I just shown you this list so that it is easy for you, or you can select some of your favorite stocks from this list. So that is a reference purpose. But if you want to know the stocks which are useful to you, at least a minimum reward should be there. For that, make sure, let us filter the stocks having a minimum reward between demand and supply zones, a minimum reward of 5%, or maybe minimum reward of 3%. That way we will keep the conditions. Let me check, because all these days we are checking with minimum 5% reward. Let us see, even 3% is also a good reward. What I am doing, I am going to strategy builder. Here we have a parameter called minimum range percent. This is proximal line to proximal line, P2P range. This is P2P range. I think one of or some of our earlier reports I told D2D range. That is wrong actually, because we calculate a reward between the proximal line of demand zone to proximal line of supply zone. So it is a P2P range. So in daily time frame, let us set the value 3. Previous reports we set the value 5%, but even though 2% within 3% also we will check. Now let me click on this top-down strategy. Now all these stocks are having a minimum 3% reward. But what about the risk? Risk you need to fine-tune. If you want to get a best RR, you know how to fine-tune. I already explained in lesson 16 in our training program how to fine-tune a zone. That is a very important concept. So you can fine-tune the risk. The moment you fine-tune the risk will be minimized and the reward even further will increase. See, if it is a 3.52, if the risk is minimized to, say, for example, a 1% level, now this reward will be increased to 4.5%. Whatever this 1% you reduced here, that will be going to the reward. So that is the way you plan. And moreover, the moment you reduce the reward, you get RR also. Best RR you will get. But how many stocks we filtered? Let me scroll down. 75 stocks still filtered. They are all supporting bullish trade setup. It is impossible for us to analyze these 75 stocks. That's why we will add one more filter. What is one more filter? Stocks near to the demand zone, we will filter from this stock. We will generate 3 different reports. Within 1%, how many stocks are there from this list? Within 2%, how many stocks are there? Or within 3%, how many stocks? That is near to the zone. So for that, we have a parameter called maximum price percent to reach the zone. Maximum 1%. So that means all the stocks within 1% to reach the zone. So where daily demand zone we have to set. So in daily time frame, I am giving the value 1. 1 indicates within 1% level to the demand zone. So 6 stocks are filtered. But the point you have to understand, all these stocks currently, look at signal type indicates price direction in daily time frame. That is lower time frame. Already here we have given price direction for HTF and ITF. And the reason why I did not give LTF price direction is signal type indicates LTF price direction. So it is moving towards supply zone, moving towards all-time high. So if any of these stocks, if tomorrow, even though they are moving towards supply zone or all-time high, there are higher possibility because tomorrow's market conditions could be different. The volatility conditions could be different. There could be a chance one of these stocks temporarily they change direction tomorrow and get into the zone. If they get into the zone, we may get a chance to get an entry. The fine-tuned area within the zone, if the price reach, you will get an entry. But at present, these 6 stocks are within 1% to the zone, their demand zones. Okay, next report we will see within 2% level. Maximum price percent to reach the zone within 2% on daily time frame. 12 stocks are filtered within 2% to the zone. In this one stock, currently Tata Steel is moving towards the demand zone. If tomorrow Tata Steel price is down by 2%, definitely we get an entry in this stock, in this. So there are higher chances that we get an entry. And it is at the equilibrium. Currently the curve shows. And our monthly price direction is demand zone to all-time high. And even your weekly is also demand zone to all-time high price direction. And look into the trend. Monthly trend is up, weekly trend is up, even daily trend is also up. Very strong bullishness. So you need to keep an eye on Tata Steel. And the reward is 3.47%, but risk is 3%. That means it is only 1:1 RR it is having. But if you fine tune the demand zone, if your entry is somewhere in the deep inside, your reward will further improve, risk will minimize. Suppose your entry is near to the zone, but you are planning to take a trade on the 75-minute zone or maybe on the 15-minute zone inside the 75-minute zone. That way, if you are planning your trade, probably risk will be minimized. The moment risk is minimized, your RR will be improved. These are the best ways. That is what I explained in lesson 16, the zone confluence. It's an important session. Everybody must complete that lesson 16.1 and lesson 16.2. Okay. So currently, this is the only one stock having price current, LTF price direction towards the demand zone. Remaining all are either moving to supply zone or all-time high. But please remember, it doesn't mean you won't get entry. As I told you earlier, temporarily they may change the direction tomorrow due to market conditions or any volatility conditions in the market. If that is the case, we may get even entry in one of these stocks. Okay, let us generate the last report within 3% level. So maximum price percent to reach the zone, current value is 2, I am changing 2% to 3%. Because there are higher chances some stocks may fell down by 3%, they get to the demand zone and then again they move up. That possibility is also there. See, now 21 stocks are filtered. Out of 21, Tata Steel is moving, already we discussed, moving towards the demand zone. Now Manappuram is there, it is not there in the earlier list. So it is also moving towards the demand zone. If any reason tomorrow, if the price is down by 3%, we may get an entry in Manappuram. But the problem with Manappuram is, see the risk of the demand zone, 5.29%. Reward is 3.45%. Okay, we have good reward, 3%. But here you need to minimize the risk. For that, you need to fine tune the zone. Inside daily, you need to identify 75. Inside 75, you need to identify 15. Inside 15, you need to identify 5 minutes. If all these price structures are good, you can plan trade in one of these zones, maybe 75 minutes or maybe 15 minutes or even 5 minutes. Because it is a bullish trade setup, sometimes price may not reach up to the 5 minutes fine-tuned area. At the time, you need to accept little extra risk and you need to place your trade at 15 minutes zone itself. If you have doubt, if 15 minutes also it is very difficult to reach, you have to plan in 75-minute zone. If the risk is at our manageable level and if you are getting sufficient RR, that is all you need to plan. Any other stocks moving towards demand zone? Eicher Motor is also moving towards the demand zone. Your risk is 1.5%, reward is 3.92%. That means close to 4%. So if you take probably type 2 entry in this zone, you may get better reward, and moreover, RR also you get good RR. See, whatever the risk it is showing, it is calculated based on type 1 proximal. That is a zone high, demand zone high, we calculated. But type 2, if you take type 2 entry, most of the us will take type 2 entry. That way your risk will be minimized. And your reward, probably you get better reward. If even in type 2, if you are not able to get a proper RR, what you can do, you can fine tune the zone. Inside daily go to 75, inside 75 go to 15. That way we'll check. Wherever you are getting sufficient RR and whatever the risk you are able to handle, that level you can set your entry point. If price reaches, you will take, otherwise you will leave, because you can't take more risk. Because we always we have to follow our risk management properly. Got it? Apart from HR Mart or any other stocks we have? No. Remaining all are moving either towards a supply zone or all-time high. But remember, you have to focus on all these stocks. If anything change the direction tomorrow and get into the zone, you can plan the trade. I think this is a good, what to say, enough for you to do analysis. Now let us look into bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. So your LTF is daily. Now entry zone should be supply zone, because it is bearish trade setup and you place your order at supply zone. And in bullish or bearish trade setup, at a daily time frame, I am selecting the value bearish. Now let us filter. Only 2 stocks are filtered. Lal Patlab, you can't plan a trade because there is no sufficient RR is there. Maybe because both these zones are overlapped with each other. If you fine tune the zone and if you find RR, good RR, okay, you can plan. But we don't know what level they are overlapped both. And next one is UPL. UPL is moving towards the supply zone. Moreover, moving towards the high liquidity supply zone, and which is very fresh zone. But remember, in any stock, a bullish trade setup or bearish trade setup, your daily demand zone price structure should be excellent in all the lower time frames. In 75, inside 75, 15, inside 15, 5 minutes. If all are good, then only you have to plan the trade. Otherwise, there are higher chances the zone might be violated. Okay, this is about, now in this video, I am limiting myself to only monthly income trade. And in tomorrow's video, let us plan both monthly income trade and weekly income trade. Hope this information is useful to you. Let us all meet again in our next video tomorrow. Thank you.